Some vital Amazon FBA bookkeeping and accounting tips that I got from an expert chartered accountant that's helped me save thousands, okay? Help me save thousands, help keep me organized and things like that, okay? So let's dive into the video. So tip number one, create a purchase tracker. You have to have a purchase tracker if you're a beginner in Amazon, doing your Amazon accounting and bookkeeping. You have to create a purchase tracker, okay? Without a purchase tracker, you have no idea what you have bought for your business. You cannot go back and check certain things that you bought for your business, and you cannot allocate receipts to them things that you bought. Create a purchase tracker is the biggest, most vital piece of advice you need. Otherwise, what have you got? What have you got to show for your business? You need to know what you're buying, and then once you've got that purchase tracker, you can add the invoice number onto there and things like that. You can add the SKU, the ASIN, so things are just more organized. It also helps you keep another tab of things. If things don't arrive to your prep center, for example, you can create another tab like what we do. Has it arrived? Yes. Has it arrived? No. And you don't click yes until it's arrived, then you can keep track of things arriving. So it's got two causes, two uses there. So create a purchase tracker. The other thing they said to me was, don't overthink stuff. Like, don't overthink stuff. Like, it can be really easy to get overwhelmed, especially in the early days of doing Amazon bookkeeping and accounting. Oh, when do I need to start? Oh, am I going to get in trouble if I don't do it by this date? You know, how do I know how to do it all properly, etc., etc. Don't get overwhelmed by it, you know. If you even get, like, to start with, as far as I'm aware, obviously I'm not a chartered accountant myself, but you get a time frame. Like, you get let off. Like, you know, if you don't submit your first tax return on time, or your VAT return, then you have like a chance to do it again the next time and you're okay. If you're late, then, you know, it's not great, but you'll get a fine of £100 or something like that. You know what I mean? As long as you get an accountant to help you, and I would recommend Awesome, who I use and have used for years to help you as well. And this accountant was from Awesome, who is a chartered accountancy firm, and this guy is from Awesome that gave me these tips. If you get an accountant, they will tell you what to do. And if you have any questions, like you can do with Awesome, you can ask them anytime, 24 hours a day, message them, they will get back to you just in a few hours, okay? So definitely you need to use a proper firm, but you can ask them these sort of questions. Just don't overthink it, crack on, keep going, keep selling, keep doing the stuff that you need to do in the business, and make sure you're getting around to it, but don't panic about it. You know, you're not going to be put in prison if you don't submit your return on time. You just need to learn from it, okay? So don't overthink stuff. Create a Google Drive. That's another great tip I got. Create a Google Drive. You need to have a Google Drive to track things. So, I mean, I use Awesome, okay? And by the way, if you want Awesome, get £100 off Awesome, click the link below. If you want to set up a limited company and register a business bank account, £12 below on Awesome's links. There's a couple of links for Awesome below. But they gave me this advice as well. They said create a Google Drive. And before I used Awesome, where you can just send receipts to Awesome and they do it all for you, you know, I get my VAs to send them the receipts. That's literally all we do. They do everything else for us. Before that, I created a Google Drive. And if you haven't got an account at the moment, you want to create a Google Drive, create different folders in your Google Drive, and put all of your receipts in monthly orders in your Google Drive. Keep things organized in there, okay? Another tip here, I'm just reading out on my phone, is a sole trader visa limited company. You need to work out what's right for you. Okay, now most people aren't going to go to a limited company until they've got used to Amazon, but I would actually recommend that you go there from the start. Check out my limited company v sole trader video I did recently. Just type in Mr. Hayden limited v sole trader, it will come up, and I give you a full breakdown there. But I would recommend doing a limited company from the start, and that's what this accountant recommended me to do as well. There's a bit more paperwork, but generally it's just better. If you're going to take this business seriously, you need to do it. Go and have a look at that video as well after this one. So separate bank accounts. Oh, I can't believe the amount of people that do this personally, decide to do a sole trader, and they're like running money through their personal bank accounts. Like, set up a business bank account. Awesome will do it down there, as I said, for 12 quid, business bank account, limited company. For only 12 quid, but you need to set up your business bank account, guys. You have to set up your business bank account, because if you're running through stuff on your personal account, things can get lost, you can't claim the tax you're meant to claim, and it's just messy. Set up a bank account, set up a limited company, in my opinion, once you watch the video. Set up a limited business bank account, set up a proper business bank account, and do things properly from the off. When to get an accountant, okay? When to get an accountant. Ideally, you want an accountant like just a few months in, okay? Like if you just started, give it a couple of months, get an accountant. If you want to be ahead of the game and you want to be really organised, get one from the start, okay? What's going to happen if you wait 8, 9, 10 months, which you can do, but you're going to have to backtrack. You're going to have to pay an accountant to backtrack unless you're going to do it yourself, which you're not going to do, and I wouldn't recommend because you need to be focusing on making money in the business. You're going to have to backtrack your books and pay an accountant a lump fee. I made this mistake when I started, to backtrack your accounts. So you're not necessarily going to be saving loads of money by thinking, oh, I'll save that monthly cost of whatever it is, because you do have to pay to backtrack your book. So you may as well get one if you want to be really organised from the start. If you want to be fairly organised but you're not overly worried about it, get one 3 or 4 or 5 months in. If you want to leave it to the last minute, you're going to have to pay a lot of money to backtrack your books, so I wouldn't advise it, but get one after about 8 months. Never leave it more than 8 months. Never leave it more than 8 months. Using accounting software. So Awesome, if you were to use their service, which is what I do, so I can only speak for that, is they use Xero and they use Link My Books, and that's all included in my service. So I would recommend using that. If you're going to do the books yourself, use Xero, use Link My Books, and sort it all out that way. I'm not going to go into details of that. I'm not an accountant. I don't care for that stuff. I've outsourced all of this. But if you want to do it, do that. Okay. Get that stuff sorted. Get Link My Books, get Xero, but hopefully it will be included if you do an accountant like Awesome that has it all included anyway. So I hope you enjoyed them tips. There's some top tips from an accountant that I got, which saved me a lot of money, saved me a lot of time and stress. But to be honest, guys, I just use Awesome, and they take all the stress away from me. I don't have to do accounting, I don't have to do bookkeeping, I don't have to do any of that. I've got a VA that just sends receipts. You could send receipts yourself, upload them onto their software. It's simple as that. I don't mess around with any of that. I focus on getting the right products launched so we make enough profit in the business to pay for the accountants, to pay for our tax and to get taxed enough to actually, because we're making money. So I'll see you in the next video. Make sure you like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Check out the sponsor links below. Goodbye.